Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hetal, and today we're making Gatte ki sabzi. Now, we had a Rajasthani fest a little while ago, and this was one of the very most requested recipes, so very yummy one. Let's get started.
Over here we have 1 cup of chickpea flour or besan, and we've sieved it. Now this is a very important step because besan tends to have these little gattas,
Lumps.
And to this we're going to add
1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder.
and we're going to mix it. Now this is also a multi-step process recipe. So this is the first thing you're going to do, is make the dough for the gattas.
Then we'll add 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter and mix it in really well. And we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of minced ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of minced garlic, and a 1/4 teaspoon of minced green chilies.
And mix.
And now in goes a 1/4 cup of yogurt.
So the dough is done, and over here we are boiling 4 cups of water, and you want there to be enough depth in your saucepan so that when you drop it, it sits at the bottom, and when the gattas are cooking, and once they cook, they'll kind of float to the top. So while that's getting done, this is perfect time for the dough to rest, and we can start working on the gattas.
Right. So first thing we're going to do is oil our hands, otherwise it's going to stick again to our hands. So just take a little bit of oil and rub, and your fingertips as well. And we're going to take another little bit of oil and just drizzle it across here. And just gently roll this mixture in there. And now we can touch this without it making a big mess. So we'll divide this dough into approximately 3 to 4 portions. Okay, so we rolled it into a nice roll like this. You don't want this roll to be really thick because eventually we're going to cut them, and you don't want really big pieces of gattas. So we'll go ahead and finish rolling all these out. So here are 4 portions, just going to even them out so they're all the same width.
And the water is boiling. What luck.
Perfect.
And we're going to drop these in very gently into the water. And we're going to just allow them to cook till they kind of float up. After a little while, right now they're very soft, but after a little while you might just want to kind of roll them up a little bit because they do tend to stick at the bottom.
So it's been 5 minutes, and the gattas actually started floating about a minute before, but we let it keep going on, and 5 minutes later it's we know it's really cooked, so we can pull them out. Now you don't want to discard this water that we're cooking in, so make sure you just keep it to the side.
We'll use it for the gravy. It's got a lot of flavor in it.
Right. So our gattas have cooled down where we can touch them, and they're not soft anymore, so we can cut them. Actually, you can make it as big as you want, but we've realized over time that the smaller they are and the more bite-sized they are, it doesn't feel like too much besan when you're eating this. So we're going to cut them about 1/2 inch.
Over here I have 2 tablespoons of oil, and it's already hot. To this we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Allow them to sizzle, and they're doing that.
And we have 1 medium tomato, chopped.
And just give this a minute head start. And to this we're going to add the gattas, the cut up gattas. And just cook it for another couple of minutes.
In the meantime, we're going to take 1 cup of yogurt, 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garam masala, green chilies to taste, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, and a little bit of salt. Now we're going to mix this really well so the yogurt gets nice and mixed.
It's been 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the stove for just a couple of minutes, and we're going to add the yogurt mixture in there. So while Hetal is adding the yogurt, I'm going to keep on stirring the yogurt so it does not separate. And do it little at a time. Okay, this looks good. You can turn the stove back on a low.
And we still have the water that we boiled the gattas in. We still have it here. We're going to add this a little bit at a time. So that's 2 cups total water. And we're still going to keep this water and not throw it out in case if our sabzi gets too dry or a little drier than we need, we can still use this water again.
And at this point you can increase the heat to a medium to medium high and allow it to come to a boil.
Now, we forgot, shame on us, we forgot a spice that needed to go in the yogurt first, but we're going to go ahead and add it now. So this is 1.5 tablespoons of coriander powder. It's got quite a bit of cooking still that's going to happen, so it's okay. So mixtures come to a nice rolling boil. At this point, we're going to cover it and still keep the flame on a medium, and we're going to cook it for about 10 minutes, and we'll take a look after that, but be sure you keep stirring in between.
It's been 10 minutes.
It's thickened up quite a bit.
And the gattas have increased a little more in size, so that means they have, soaked in a lot of the flavor and the curry and the gravy. Looks really good. And at this point, if you want to leave it like this, you can. And actually it's perfect to eat with rice or with chapati. The consistency is great. But if you want to thicken it up a little bit more and just eat it like a sabzi, you can carry on cooking it. But I think it's perfect for us.
Right. And if you're going to eat this a little bit later, if you're making this in the afternoon and have it for dinner, then we suggest you keep it at this consistency because it will thicken up just by sitting around.
Exactly. It's besan.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So our final step, we have some cilantro, coriander leaves, chopped. We're going to garnish with that.
How nice.
Oh my goodness, so pretty.
So enjoy your gatte ki sabzi and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.